From scenic Seaside, California, it is a Western Conference clash in the USL Championship tonight. Down by the bay, it's Monterey Bay taking on the defending champions, Phoenix Rising. Alongside Jamie Watson and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We're thrilled to be with you for this one as the defending champions will look to bounce back after they lost on opening day. But what a run Phoenix had to their first ever USL Championship title a season ago. Comebacks galore, a Cali road treble along the way, but it culminated in a win against Charleston on the road as Phoenix went all the way this time and lifted the USL Championship final and the cup in the Low Country. Now they transition into a new season and they take on a Monterey Bay side that got a really impressive result against El Paso on the road earlier this week.
They went down early, but the resilience that they showed on the road to fight back and win a point, compliments of Tristan Traeger's finish late on, really shows what this team is about. And now Monterey Bay get to welcome in for their home opener, the reigning champions. You couldn't ask for a better home opener for Monterey Bay.
And those same champions got a wake-up call in their home opener last time out. Birmingham Legion storming into Phoenix and winning by a 1-0.
It took a performance of a lifetime from Matt Van Oekel to make save after save. Phoenix Rising will be disappointed, but they look to right their wrongs here tonight and spoil the party for Monterey Bay.
Monterey Bay will be led by this man, Alex Dixon, led the team with goals, 12 of them last season. He has scored everywhere he's been in the USL Championship.
Just a model of consistency. You can always expect the right decision, whether that's going forward or understanding what the game's giving you and that you need to slow it down. Alex Dixon is the catalyst for the attack, but also the heartbeat for this club on the field. So for Monterey Bay, Dixon is going to need to be on the ball as often as possible tonight.
The man who will be trying to stop him is Rocco Rios Novo, led the league in saves last season and helped to lead Phoenix to a title a year ago as well.
An incredible shot stopper, but also his ability to play with his feet allows Phoenix to play with three in the back because he can be an extra outlet whenever the three gets stretched out defensively. So he's a dual threat in his ability to make saves, but also be vital for what Phoenix want to achieve going forward.
We expect a great crowd and atmosphere, as always, here at Cardinale Stadium in Seaside, California. And why not? The defending champions are in town, looking in pursuit of a repeat, and Monterey Bay are in pursuit of a playoff push. A big one in the Western Conference in Cali is coming up next.
Let's go! I'm about to make my grand entrance.
Do you want to go to the game tonight? Yeah!
Let's go! I am the future, yeah. I am the future, yeah. Let's go. I am the future, yeah. 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 Let's go. I am the future, yeah. I am the
Montage Health, your hometown team.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year.
Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson back here with you, moments away from kickoff as Monterey Bay welcomes in the defending champions, Phoenix Rising, at Cardinale Stadium in Seaside, California. Fans filing in, and this one has a lot of anticipation around it. Let's jump into the starting lineups for both teams. Frank Yallop, who's been around the park once or twice in his coaching career, has this 11 for Monterey Bay's home opener.
Siaha is capable of a big save, excellent shot stopper. Martinez and Donner will look to get forward to join into the attack. Revelar has some freedom on the right side to be able to tuck in. And then you look up top, you got Dixon, who can go in behind, but he can also drop underneath. There's a little bit of fluidity in the movement of the front three that's capable with this formation in this group.
We're excited to see how they match up with this lineup. Danny Stone's second game in charge of Phoenix Rising. Here's his 11.
3 in the back, so when they have a little bit of pressure, Torres and Rito will drop back in. They can solidify that to make 5 in the back, but in possession, look for White to get wide, Traore to get wide as well. Try to get wide, expansive, get numbers forward for those front three to try to press high up the field.
When these two got together last year, we had a couple of memorable encounters between Monterey Bay and Phoenix Rising. We are expecting more of the same tonight in front of a great crowd still filing in here in Seaside, California. Kalen Radisov is our official. His whistle gets us started from Seaside. Monterey Bay in their black and greens will be going from left to right. And Phoenix, the defending champions, are in their red kits with the gold trim. And Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, our entire crew, thrilled to have you with us as Monterey Bay are quickly out onto the front foot, and they win a corner inside of 20 seconds.
That's an encouraging start for Monterey Bay. Quickly get into the attacking half, in that final third, win a set piece. How can there be a bit of quality in this service? That'll be the expectation. That'll be the hope. Martinez standing over it with the left foot to try to swing this in, and instantly my eyes go right to the two that are standing right in front of Rios Novo, just trying to create some havoc, cause some concern. Look for Martinez to try to drop this inside the 6-yard box.
It is crowded inside the 6-yard box, as you alluded to here. Walmer Martinez lines up the corner for Monterey Bay. It's at the near post. It's headed right back into Martinez's path. He chops it onto his left. Gets inside the penalty area, puts in a very good ball. Headed off the line. Phoenix still have to deal with this on the back end. Freddy Varela under some pressure. And in the end, he wins a throw-in, deflecting it off of Jesus Enriquez, who put on the pressure for Frank Yallop's boys. Varela under pressure, gives it away, and Monterey Bay not giving Phoenix too many moments to really get their footing here in Seaside. Now, Monterey Bay had a late push to the postseason a year ago under Frank Yallop. They didn't quite get it over the line, and that's really been the story in the first 2 years of Monterey Bay's existence. Frank Yallop and his staff are hoping that third time's the charm in 2024. They're looking to get onto the attack here. Ball was threaded through, again looking for Enriquez, and it's cut out. And of course, Phoenix, they finally got there. They finally reached the mountaintop last season in the USL Championship. They got to the final in the COVID season when the final was canceled. They would have played the Rowdies that season. The final never happened. And of course, they had the loss against Lou City a few years before that, and Didier Drogba led them into a USL Championship final. Louisville were too much for them on the night, so they had 2 chances in the past. One was taken away from them, one Louisville took from them. They finally conquered the final in Charleston last season. It's a new look Phoenix team from that team. Of course, Juan Guerra moving on to Major League Soccer to take an assistant role with Houston Dynamo. And many of the notables, Danny Trejo, Manuel Arteaga, have moved on. Some of the top goal scorers, not just for Phoenix, but in the USL Championship period, have moved on from this team. However, Danny Stone is cut from the same cloth as Juan Guerra, And he is hoping that this Phoenix team will be right there at the end like they were a season ago.
I really enjoyed our conversation this week with Danny Stone, and it was interesting because he said we wanted to add some layers to what we accomplished last year. I pressed him a little bit on it. Said, what do you mean? You were the champions last year. Yeah, but we need to add consistency to the way that we play. They finished 6th in the Western Conference and then navigated a difficult path to winning the championship. But he said there's more consistency to achieve. We're not really going to change our principles of play, but maybe we'll add a bit of verticality and a bit more directness to what we want to achieve. So Frank Gallup will have to be aware of that today.
Frank Gallup's had 2 very successful seasons here so far with Monterey Bay. They just haven't gotten to the postseason. That's been the big box that this group has not yet checked off. And many of the players that Frank Gallup's brought back have been there with him from the beginning. A couple of years ago, there's been a few shuffles here and there. Luther Archimedes certainly was one of their big off-season additions as he claims handball here against Wyke. It's not been given. Monterey Bay will feel that this is their time. This is the year to finally get it done. And when they pick up tough results like they did last time against El Paso, you could see why Frank Gallup's encouraged by what he's seen so far from this group. Of course, Phoenix, for those that are new to the league this season, might want to go back at some point and just relive their postseason journey. They went to 3 consecutive California road teams, I should say, in San Diego, Orange County, and Sacramento. They won all 3, including wins in extra time, a last-second winning goal in the Western Conference Final from Emil Cuejo, who's on the bench tonight. And then they had to come back not just in the 90 minutes against Charleston to equalize through John Stenberg late on, but they had to come back in the shootout as well. They were 2-0 down in penalties. They came back from that as well, and they lifted the cup. Danny Stone was a part of that as an assistant a season ago. He's been promoted, but his team didn't get the result on the first match day. Not for a lack of trying. Birmingham were just about able to fend them off. But he'll be hoping, I should say, for a big bounce back here in Seaside tonight.
I don't think there were too many discouraging signs from the performance. The result, clearly not what you want for your home opener, but it was a case in which the chances were there. They just didn't execute the opportunities, and I think that's the difference. You start to worry when the chance creation is not there. It was there in a plethora of ways, whether that be in build-up, set pieces, everything that you could want from a coach, just the finishing touch not there. So I think for Danny Stone, he's going to want a similar type performance, just with a little bit more concentration on the final ball and the final finish tonight. Tactically, you can see early on what Monterey Bay want to achieve. They're pushing the left and right back higher up the field, splitting the center backs and allowing Siaha to get on the ball. And then noticing which way Phoenix is trying to force the attack and then obliging that, going that direction. Siaha breaking the pressure there, though. That's really good. And you cause Phoenix to put a few runs in early on and try to exert some energy early on.
Dixon trying to thread a through ball, I should say. Past the Phoenix back line, not able to do so. This ball ahead, looking for Remy Cabral, who was the joint leading goal scorer in MLS Next Pro last season. Has played in the USL Championship when LA Galaxy 2, Los Dos, were in the league a few seasons back. He's been brought back to help the Phoenix cause in 2024 as Monterey Bay win a free kick just in front of Danny Stone on the near side.
Donor has the position, tries to go around the corner, and it's a close one.
Walmer Martinez, along with Baca, will stand over this.
That's an inviting line that Phoenix is setting. Unless Torres goes and occupies that space, I start to come over to cut off that path. So now you're going to have to try to go up and over for Martinez and try to loop this in and between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box at the back post there.
Bent in by Martinez. It was inviting, but there was a foul in the midst of it. That allows Phoenix to regain possession. It looks like Kai Green, the captain, has been penalized here for Monterey Bay.
Fantastic service. Now if you're Phoenix, you have to be cognizant. Martinez has shown his ability to whip balls in, so now you may have to be mindful when you go into the 50-50 challenge. You don't give away a set piece. Not as an asset to this Monterey Bay attack.
Green. Bit of a give and go. With Enriquez involved. This is Maury Donor.
Good build-up, good recognition, a little up, back, and through, but then the recognition to realize there wasn't the unbalance they were hoping of the defense for Phoenix Rising. So you keep possession, you invite Phoenix to come out and look to build again. This is methodical for Monterey Bay early on.
Is curled into the penalty area. Again, it had the right shape on it. Too close in the end to Rocco Rios Novo. Really burst onto the scene for Phoenix last season. Climbed to the top of the save charts in USL Championship play, and then played an integral role in their run to the title last season. Phoenix, I think some people forget this about their run. They finished 6th in the Western Conference, and obviously the incredible part about their run hasn't been matched in USL Championship history is that they had to win all their games on the road, including the final, to lift the cup, and they did just that. 2 extra time wins, 1 on penalties in the final, and then that Emil Cuejo stoppage time winner against Sac Republic, which just ripped their hearts out at the end. It was just about as epic of a title run as you will see at any level of the beautiful game. The attack for Monterey Bay breaks down on this occasion, and it's a chance for Phoenix Rising to reset. Danny Stone in charge now, and talked about Juan Guerra moving up in the world and going to Houston Dynamo, but signing the likes of Pape Marboy after he left Clemson could have been the #1 pick in the MLS Super Draft, decided to go to Phoenix to get his feet wet at the professional level. There's been moves that have been made that keep Phoenix in that conversation, and they could be on the attack here with an opportunity. Ball bent into the center of the penalty area. Well dealt with by the Seasiders, but it stays with the men in red. The aforementioned Pape Marboy under pressure, handles it rather well and wins a free kick. And how many battles has that man been through over the years at all levels? The American game. He's won the big trophies. He's been a part of so many memorable rebuilds as well. Frank Yallop, this is the latest of them as far as starting a team here in Seaside. This team have some work to do defensively here, as again Carlos Guzman was able to help out, has to help out again, and sends it ahead. Baca, it was a mid-season acquisition a year ago from Monterey Bay in the middle of that playoff push. Enriquez, Rebelar, Into the middle, it's dangerous. Nobody in black or blue could really get a piece of it. And Phoenix lives to tell about it. Chance to break with Armanakis. Fede Varela has options, including this one, Gabby Torres. Torres chops it onto his right, thinks better of it. Renzo Zambrano got it away, but couldn't find a teammate. Dixon from Archimed. Donor had Enriquez, switches the point of attack.
I took the third of the three options he had and slowed down and allowed Phoenix to recover.
Donor, another good ball in. White has to be careful and clears it out for a corner.
Correct decision from White to concede the corner, doesn't know what's around him. Best option to put it behind, but this is patient for Monterey Bay, and ultimately in the end, it's a really, really telling ball that Donor has a lot of conviction with. Just a quick little touch to create the space. You don't need to beat the defender with multiple step overs, just create half a step, get your cross off. Really well done.
Dixon from the corner. Oh, it nearly fell for Donor inside the penalty area. Phoenix deals with it, and Cabral puts the pressure on, but it's a good reset to Baca.
Oh, what a ball.
Spreads the love onto the far side. In the end, Wyke is able to deal with it. Cabral. And used to play with Los Dos, but really shined with Colorado Rapids too last season. Talked about it. Was the Golden Boot winner. Had to score a hat trick on decision day to get to the joint Golden Boot a season ago. Talk about doing it under pressure. And could be a key cog for Phoenix's title defense, as it's another corner. Monterey Bay with their fans behind them keep putting on the pressure. Had to be dealt with there by Gabby Torres, formerly of Hartford Athletic earlier in his career. Another opportunity for Martinez. Towards the back stick, punched away by Rios Novo, and then volleyed! Over the top and out. That was a vicious strike. I think that was Baca who unleashed one from the edge of the penalty area, and you could see from his reaction that it wasn't far away.
The technique is difficult to get in that moment as it's rising, and that is the tough part. So we're going to see another break here in action as we hit sunset here in California. Currently in Ramadan. So right now, as you get to this point in time, sunset on the evening, as it's 7:23 p.m. local time, this is where players who practice and are Muslim, they practice Ramadan, they can break their fast. And if you're unfamiliar with this, this is a beautiful, beautiful sign of where the game is now, that we'll have these moments where the players who have fasted from water and food from sunrise to sunset will have the ability to come over and get some food, grab something to eat, drink some water for the first time. That's why it's a beautiful game, and you love to see moments like this where this game is global and it welcomes in all walks of life, religion, gender, race. Everybody's welcome, and this is a beautiful sign to be able to stop the game for a moment to allow those players to break fast, and then we get back on.
It's a beautiful gesture. We saw it in the Pittsburgh-Orange County game earlier tonight as well, when the eastern part of the country reached the sunset hour. Tremendous thing to get to see incorporated into the beautiful game, which should be and continues to expand at all levels and for all people as well. And as we mentioned earlier, great crowd here in Cardinale Stadium, as it has always been since they joined the USL Championship a couple of seasons ago. This is year 3 for Monterey Bay and year 3 under Frank Yallop, and it's just been a tremendous culture that's been built here already. And you can just sense that now they have to take the next step, right? Postseason is the goal. What we saw on match day 1 for Monterey Bay is that they could very well be ready to take that step. Getting a point in El Paso is never an easy task. This ball is floated onto the far side, and there was a brief opportunity there for Alex Dixon to control it. It just bounced away from him.
What Dixon will do there is he'll just remind the back 3 for Phoenix Rising that he has the ability to stretch in behind. So now the natural inclination is going to be to take a step back, so you give yourself that extra step to be able to try to win a foot race with Alex Dixon. And now Dixon can come underneath and play to feet. A little bit of cat and mouse now, and providing a different look and trying not to be too predictable in your approach. Dixon now will know it's in the back of the mind, I can win the foot race behind. And maybe a little bit more space opening up now in front of the back 3.
Gabby Torres picked up the pieces after a collision involving Remy Cabral, who's still feeling the after effects. And play is brought to a halt. Cabral was saying he got elbowed. We're back to live action with Monterey Bay in possession. Well, 20 minutes and change have gone, still looking for our first real clear cut opportunity. Ooh, the pressure leads to a giveaway, and it's Rafael Baca! He dispatches it beautifully for Monterey Bay. Cardinale Stadium erupts as Rafael Baca gives Monterey Bay a 1-0 lead.
When playing it out of the back goes wrong. Too much pressure, a poor giveaway, and it's ruthless from Monterey Bay. This is an uncharacteristic turnover. But Monterey Bay don't need a second invitation. It falls and bounces invitingly to Baca, who catches this sweetly and just strikes it with some venom to send the home crowd into rapturous joy. A wonderful start inside the first 21, 22 minutes for Monterey Bay and Rafael Baca.
And for a second consecutive day, match day, I should say, the champions are behind. Enriquez commits a foul, and it's a free kick. Rafael Baca, tons of MLS experience in his past, played for San Jose Earthquakes, and then played for almost 10 seasons at Cruz Azul, which is where Frank Yallop brought him in and thought that last season he could have been a really key cog to their playoff push, and frankly, he was. They just didn't quite get there. Him now having a first full season with Monterey Bay could be a huge, huge thing for them. And we just got an early glimpse of what he can do and how ruthless he can be. And Monterey Bay are looking for more here. Alex Dixon into the middle. He was looking for Enriquez, and Zambrano did just about enough, stepped in with an intervention. I know it's early, but Phoenix are rocking a bit here at the back. This ball is fluttered ahead. Archimed, the target, headed out of play by Pepe Marboy. It's going to be a throw-in to the Union. Just what Frank Yallop would have wanted, but he knows that there's a long way to go. Can't be satisfied with a 1-0 lead in a game like this, and Birmingham Legion know well that it's not going to be an easy one, despite getting a lead on the champions. Baca wins the header. Archimed tries to catch out Rios Novo, and he nearly did. But Rocco gets right back in the place he needed to be in time.
It's not the wrong decision, it's just the wrong execution. And if you're gonna choose to look off your teammate, Jesus Enriquez, who was there as well, you better be sure Archimed just shorts that chip opportunity. He's got to at least give himself the opportunity to get that up and over.
Another giveaway. Baca. Archimed taking off the ball fairly. That is a challenge from Wyke. It's a Monterey Bay free kick. They get on with it quickly here. Moby Fair. Revelar wants it and gets it. On the turn, Enriquez runs out of room, closed down by Torres. It stays with the hosts. Danny Stone and his staff mull things over here. Enriquez loses out. Jesus Chewy, as some people call him. Enriquez used to play for RGV back in the dance where he really came onto the scene in the USL Championship. He's bounced around a little bit since then, but has the chance to really find a nice home, not just the Seaside's a beautiful place, but in Frank Yallop's team. That's another dimension with the likes of Sam Gleedle moving on, James Murphy no longer with the team as well. A couple of notable players moving on amongst others. He's someone that could really step up for this group as well. This battle with Traore leads to another Monterey Bay set piece. Hey fans, welcome to the 2024 USL Kickoff presented by Terminix. Throughout the month of March, the USL will be kicking off across the country. Join us for all the action on ESPN and CBS Sports platforms. Like where you're watching right now, CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Has to be said how incredible what the Golazo Network has achieved.
Yeah.
On how much quality content they put out all throughout the day and on the weekend, and morning footy. Start your day off right, a cup of coffee and morning footy. Can't go wrong there. Scoreline to wrap things up at the end of the weekend.
It says a lot, I think, about both parties that this partnership has come to fruition, that CBS Sports Golazo continues to grow, and now I should say USL Championship moves up to another big-time platform. And Monterey Bay are looking to move up even more in the hierarchy. They're not able to quite get that attacking move to work. In some ways, the partnership is a bit of a match made in soccer heaven, dare I say. USL Championship and CBS Sports Golazo, if I do say so myself.
There's a lot of credit that goes around. You can't say enough about all the men and women who work very hard on that day in and day out, the project to make Golazo work. Mike Nastry, a lot of credit. Wonderful producers there. Chris Karen as well, to name just a few, but my goodness, it's been nothing short of remarkable, and we're all better for it as soccer fans in this country, and getting all the way up to the flagship show, the coverage that they have of the Champions League. Each and every day I find myself just mindlessly turning on the Golazo Network, and just out of habit. And we're fortunate to be here and happy to have you watching here tonight, half an hour into this match.
And Baca, the goal scorer, wins the ball back off Torres. And he's looking for Arshamed, dealt with by Pape Marboy. It's a lovely reversal initially by Armanakis, and Gabby Torres didn't quite get there, and Armanakis wasn't thrilled about how that turned out. Arshamed, great tussle with Traore, and he wins a free kick. Another look at the tussle between the two players here.
Well done, just understanding the body positioning. Arshamed just being able to roll Traore, and another free kick in a dangerous position. This one about 5 yards further in from where Martinez floated this one to the back post right on the 6. So is there maybe a little something here in the near post spaces? Guzman kind of, from my lips to Guzman's ears, he was wanting it as well, but it looks like it was picked up.
Martinez floats it in. Rios Novo didn't quite hold on to that, but he was fouled. And it's going to be a Phoenix free kick. Traore with a soft touch. Gives it away. Here's Dixon. Has it on a string. And let's fly! Saved by Rios Novo. Arshamed picks up the pieces. A chance to maybe cross it into the middle. Revelar blocked. Handball appeals. It's out for a corner. And a Phoenix player lies on the ground at the end after the dust settles.
A lot of action. That was really, really good from Monterey Bay. The first effort from Dixon, dipping right at the last moment. Rios Novo checks it well. Watch this effort from Revelar. Where does he get blocked from? And I think it might have just deflected. I think it hit the body of Marboy and then found its way to his arm. That's where the shouts came from the Monterey Bay players. I think it's the right decision in the end, as it deflected off of his body first before it finds its way to the arm of Marboy.
Marboy needs a moment, so Phoenix are down to 10 for this corner, and Archibald nearly got a piece of it. It's headed towards goal. It still needs to be dealt with. And after it was nudged along by Moby Fair, Phoenix just about get it out of their own penalty area. Lovely ball to Revelar on this near side. Moby Fair again putting the pressure on. It's given away to Enriquez.
Keep in mind, Marboy is still off the field right now.
For now, like you said, Phoenix are down to 10.
So they've had to adjust to 4 in the back with 4 in the midfield. Waiting for him to be able to get back on the field.
Torres cut out the initial ball, I should say. But then Archibald's played in by Dixon. Can he hold up the play enough? He can! And the shot is saved by Rios Novo after Revelar got on the end of it.
And there's the unbalanced back line for Phoenix Rising as they're waiting to get one of the 3 center backs back on the field. Wyke has got to tuck over, and he cannot lose this challenge as he comes over with Archibald. It's tangled up, and who really knows where it's going to go, but Revelar could have found that into the back of the net. It's a challenge that Wyke has to win in that moment while his team is down a player.
Dixon, as Phoenix are back to 11 strong, wins another free kick, and Phoenix continues to have to deal with waves of Monterey Bay attacks. We haven't seen Phoenix a ton at the other end of the pitch in this first half. At the moment, Phoenix's expected goals, a goose egg, 36 minutes in. 0. Monterey Bay have one. Looking for another here. Zambrano with an acrobatic clearance. Chance maybe for Donor. It's cut out. Zambrano all over the place does well. But Enriquez wins it back off of him.
This is impressive from Monterey Bay. The rate at which they're applying pressure is what's suffocating Phoenix right now and forcing these turnovers.
Fair. Lines past a challenge. Looking for Revelar. It's headed away. Donor.
It's a 3-on-2 if they stay here. No need to go the other way just yet.
Enriquez curls it in. Oh, it was nearly a free header. Archibald not able to get there. And it goes agonizingly out of play from a Monterey Bay point of view.
Keep an eye on all the action as Monterey Bay, rightly so, comes back to this near side and this lovely little clipped ball in. Enriquez just stabs at it. A little bit of contact, enough from Wyke. He is holding him, but he's doing just enough to throw him off, not enough to concede a penalty. That's that fine line as it comes in. A little bit of experience being shown from Lawrence Wyke in that moment as he's the wrong side of Archibald inside the 6-yard box.
Varela. Phoenix have not had many opportunities at this end of the pitch. Torres. Zambrano resets. Varela has space to work with. Torres looking for Cabral, blocked away. It will be sent out of play by Donor for a corner for Phoenix Rising.
Bagel corner, corner kick.
Phoenix looking to land a retaliatory blow here. End of the first half, latter stages of it. Haven't had many opportunities to work with. Oh, referee Keelan Radisov making sure everything stays as civil as it can be inside the 6-yard box. Here comes Phoenix's corner. Siaha comes out, goes through a couple players to get to it. And with some help from Dixon, Monterey Bay clear their lines. And then Wyke is tripped up by Dixon. Free kick for Rising.
Good recovery from Wyke. He absorbed that contact from Siaha, and then from there realized instead of complaining or looking for a foul, he gets right back up, goes and gets the wrong side and wins the foul.
It allows Phoenix to get a set piece opportunity here. 5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half. In pursuit of an equalizer are the champions here. Very good ball in. It was headed down by Pape Marboy. Torres in the area as well. And then it is sent upfield by Donor. Enriquez trying to get his head onto it. Traore recycles. Zambrano has Wyke in support. Phoenix haven't had many opportunities to really be forceful. Can this be their stretch of play here? They do win another free kick.
Radisov tried to play advantage, it just was never there for Phoenix Rising, so that's why there's the delayed whistle.
Jose Hernandez a bit worse for wear, but it's a Phoenix free kick. Wyke was flicked ahead towards Panos Armanakis. He's one of Phoenix's best playmakers last season. Torres. Varela. Traore.
Good technique from Traore.
Wyke. Zambrano. Incisive. Cabral. Leaves it. And then the shot is looped over by Armanakis.
Best passage of play for Phoenix Rising all evening long. Deserved a little bit better with the effort, but really, really well worked. Just crisp passing, good movement, good entry pass, laid off, and lovely little sidestep to be able to create the space from himself from Zambrano.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, our entire crew, thrilled to have you with us on CBS Sports Golazo Network. We've had one goal so far, Rafael Baca, giving Monterey Bay the lead in the 22nd minute. Can Phoenix reply at the end of the half? Armanakis trying to find Cabral, who's ready to turn into space. Edgardo Rito keeps it alive, but then it's cleared away before Cabral could be the beneficiary. Adrios Novo up ahead. Rito was the target. Rito formerly of Oakland Roots. USL Championship, and then that is a rash challenge. Free kick for Monterey Bay. Crisp and Kelp supporters have been in full voice the entire half. Siaha tries to outlet it to Archibald. It goes over the head. Traore here, who recovers and actually wins a free kick off of Archibald. Take us down to first half injury time here in Seaside. We're being told there's going to be 4 added minutes. That's confirmed by our 4th official on the near side. So still time for a late first half twist or two here. Monterey Bay have been on top. We've seen better from Phoenix, though, over the last few moments. Is a poor clearance from White. Gives it right back to Monterey Bay. Giveaway for Fair. It was poked along. Donor looking for Enriquez. Cabral wins the header. Donor sweeps it away.
Monterey Bay have been first to every second ball. It seems like every time it's fallen off of a challenge, off of a header, everything is seeming like it's going Monterey Bay's way at this moment in time. Phoenix have to be able to try to just work their way through that, continue to mount some pressure, a little bit of effort to try to put yourself in some advantageous positions.
Hernandez. Torres crossing it, and Siaha is able to grasp.
Guzman is irate, just out of your picture, just screaming and shouting for there to be more pressure as this gets out wide. There's no pressure on Torres, or excuse me, yeah, Torres, and that's you can see Guzman, the reaction there. He's wanting Donor to go and close and press.
Enriquez at the other end. Crossing it into the middle, it's headed over the top. Alex Dixon right on the doorstep. Could not hit the target.
Player with 12 goals last season would expect himself to be able to at least put this on target. It's hanging there invitingly, and he jumps a little too early. So he's catching that on the downward trajectory of his jump. That's why he's not able to get over the ball and be able to head that down. Adrios Novo moving. That is the perfect scenario, as that hangs up in the air and you're getting a full head of steam. But if you mistime the jump, that's going to be the end result.
So far, so good for his guys. 1 minute left, minimum in the half. Zambrano does well here, gets away from a challenge, finds Armanakis. It's poked into the penalty area for Cabral, and it's a wild clearance. It's going to go out for a corner to Phoenix in the dying embers of the half. Expected goals for Phoenix is at 0.01. So far in the half, they have not been much of a threat. Can that change with the last attack of the half? Varela will take it. Armanakis in a position for a short corner option. Varela's ball in. He's headed high into the air by Torres. Wyke goes down. Nothing doing. It's up to the referee's discretion now. And that is how the half ends in Seaside. Rafael Baca picking Phoenix's pocket in the 22nd minute and giving Monterey Bay a 1-0 lead. They've tried to build on that. They've certainly been on top in the first half. Phoenix have not been much of a threat yet in the attack, and that is a rare sight for the defending champions.
Yeah, if I told you one of these two teams won USL Championship last year, take your pick of which one you think it is. You think it was the host tonight, Monterey Bay, but Phoenix Rising will have to do much better in the second half than what we saw in the first half. That's not good enough to get anything from this match.
The Seasiders are happy so far. It is Monterey Bay leading by a 0-0 at the half. We'll have the halftime coming up next in Cali.
Coastal Roots Hospitality is a proud partner of the Monterey Bay Football Club. Coastal Roots Events and Catering, along with its 3 iconic restaurants, Montrio, Tarpe's, and Rio Grill, invite you to pick it up and pay it forward, where 10% of all proceeds from takeout orders are donated to various local charities. Their catering service and restaurants utilize local farms, butcheries, and ocean fresh sustainability-driven seafood to deliver unique and exemplary dining experiences. For more information, visit coastalrootshospitality.com.
Are you paying too much for your car insurance? Call Coast Auto Insurance to receive a free quote and see how much you could save. Coast works with over 50 different insurance companies to make sure you get the best rate for your car, motorcycle, home, or business. Coast is a local company with local people. We do vehicle registration, SR22, and insurance for Mexico. Call Coast Auto Insurance today for a free quote and see how much we can save you. Or go to coastautoinsurance.com, where your peace of mind is guaranteed.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Tonight's halftime is presented by Integris Wealth Management. Monterey Bay leading the defending champions. Phoenix Rising by a Rafael Baca 0-0 at the half. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, our entire crew back here with you as we begin our halftime report. Let's take a look at the upcoming games for both sides. We begin with Monterey Bay, who have a nice couple of home games coming up. Tough opposition, however, Rhode Island and San Antonio. Then a very tough trip to go play Oakland Roots after that to begin the month of April.
And you start to look at how important today's performance and result could be with this schedule. Look, there's no easy games in this league anymore. Gone are those days. So with that, points are at a premium. When you welcome in the defending champs on your home opener, you get a first half like that where you grab a goal and you have the run of play. That's a good start, and it sets you up. The next 5 games look a little bit more enticing if you have 3 points in the back pocket after tonight.
And 3 of the next 5 at home, which certainly could be beneficial for Monterey Bay. For the champions, Phoenix, they get a couple home games, but again, against tough opposition. Oakland and then New Mexico come to town. Then they have to go play FC Tulsa, and then they host Colorado Springs, and the Players' Shield winners from a season ago, Pittsburgh, come to town on April 20th. Not easy there either.
No, and on paper, though, you looked at it, 3 out of the 5 teams in their first 6 matches missed the playoffs, right? So you start to go, last year, this is an inviting schedule, but they got to get the job done. They didn't do it on opening day. They're not doing it through the first 45 minutes. So all of a sudden, this looks a little bit difficult when those teams sit higher in the standing than you do.
And for the next 5 at home doesn't mean the points are assured. We will step aside. News and notes, schedule, live scores, and more from around the USL Championship still to come. Monterey Bay lead the champions, Phoenix, by a 0-0 at the half in Seaside.
Go get it, Doug.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
You've given us a foundation to be proud of. We build on this now. This is it now, gents. This is us from now on.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes. Only want the best. And running every night. Won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky. Got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
See? It's just like real camping.
Ugh, we even have real ants. Ew.
Like I said, real camping.
When ants show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Let's go! I'm about to make my grand entrance.
Do you want to go to the game tonight?
Let's go! I am the future, yeah. I am the future, yeah. Let's go. I am the future, yeah. 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 Let's go. I am the future, yeah. I am the
Montage Health, your hometown team.
Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson back here with you at the half. Monterey Bay on top of Phoenix Rising for now. They lead by a 0-0. Big 45 minutes from Seaside to come. But first we get a chance to take a look around the rest of the USL Championship. We begin by looking at the news and notes. And of course, the topic on everyone's lips around American soccer is the revamped US Open Cup. However, we were talking between our games today, and it just feels like an opportunity for teams and players in the USL Championship to not only get deeper, as we've already seen in past seasons, but to maybe even lift the cup itself.
The path has never been clearer for a USL Championship side or USL League One side, or even an amateur side to navigate their way through the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. So while there's discussions and there's strife and there's opinions back and forth, one side or the other, there's opportunity amidst those discussions. It's going to be one of the most intriguing Lamar Hunt US Open Cups that we've seen in quite some time. And it may be this sort of addition by subtraction where you see some new teams, new players start to rewrite their name in history with the subtraction of some Major League Soccer teams.
Who's going to seize the moment? We will see. And also, Sac Republic adding more firepower. Trevor Amon is the player of the week after dominating League One last season. And Sac Republic with more firepower sounds pretty scary to me and many others, I think, in the USL Championship moving forward. He had 2 goals in his Sac Republic debut, a 2-2 draw in the end against Orange County, only because Colin Shuttler went and scored a goal as a goalkeeper. Only the 3rd player ever to do that in USL Championship history. So exciting news and notes there around the league. Here are some of the scores that we've seen already tonight. Impressive from Orange County in Pittsburgh, impressive from Sac Republic in Miami, but how about the Rhode Island story, a late equalizer against New Mexico?
What more can you say? A team that is 4 years in the making, founded in 2019. They kick off their first game today. They go down, show some real resiliency to score in the 92nd minute to equalize it, send over 5,000 Rhode Islanders home happy.
Loudoun, Indy, Louisville, all winners as well. How about San Antonio getting a draw against the Rowdies so far? We'll see how that plays out. Some of these are still alive and kicking. And then, of course, Detroit, the Switchbacks. Tulsa going to Vegas and getting 3 points as well.
That's a big result for them early on in the season. A full slate of games, unpredictable as you could imagine. Some entertaining matchups as well. And this one still has a lot to play for. I imagine there'll be some head turns seeing this result at halftime, but will it stay the same at full time? We'll find out over the next 45 minutes.
Charleston leading as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. Trevor Amon leads our team of the week for week one. A few notables there. Mario Williams, Greg Hurst, Florian Valo, and Matt Van Okel, the human wall himself, on there as well for Birmingham Legion. A lot of teams, a lot of good teams represented on the team of the week this week, and we're excited to see who gets the nod for week two. Big 45 minutes to come from Seaside, California. We'll get to highlights, stats, and the second half kick with Monterey Bay leading the defending champions by a 1-0 at the break.
At Taylor Farms, our goal is to create healthier lives by creating healthy, fresh foods. A stronger community is a win for everyone. That's why each time the Monterey Bay Football Club scores a goal, Taylor Farms will donate $500 to a local nonprofit. Healthy goals, healthy lives. A more perfect union. We are Union!
At Integris Wealth Management, we know what it takes to be a good teammate. For 25 years, we've been your trusted ally. We are local and independent. We care for our clients' money as if it were our own. We believe in doing the right thing and work together to find big wins for you. Integris Wealth Management. We turn values into action and champion livelihoods.
Tonight's halftime is presented by Integris Wealth Management. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson back here with you. Great first half here in Seaside. Monterey Bay establishing their dominance so far over the defending champions. They lead 1-0, but there's still a big second half to come. However, let's dive into the halftime highlights first. And Jamie, we begin in the 17th minute with a set piece for Monterey Bay.
Well, Monterey Bay had done ever so well to just try to grab the momentum, and they did it with their pressure. They did it in numbers. They got their set piece opportunities. This one goes over, but it was just a warning sign from Baca. This is a terrible giveaway from Hernandez, and then from there, wow, Rafael Baca hits this about as hard as you can hit a soccer ball. Wonderful set, just sits nicely for him, and then bang in the back of the net. It's nothing less than they deserved. They had been grabbing the momentum, creating the opportunities, and they finally got the reward halfway through the first half.
Revelar getting the assist on the Baca finish, and that gave Monterey Bay a lead to build on, and they nearly added on to that lead.
Well, they just continued again, and This one is a moment in which Phoenix Rising were down to 10 players because Boy Mar had gone off, and well, you looked at our Marboy, had gone off through an injury, and Phoenix a little bit casual at the back for my liking. That's another opportunity just before halftime as well, where you started to see again just the Route 1 approach, and Dixon can't quite meet the timing of it. He gets under it and sends that just over, inches away from making it 2-0 before half.
One of the stats that we looked at during the halftime, which slightly adjusted for us, was expected goals in that first half. 0.43 for Monterey Bay. They scored a goal. For a big chunk of that half, Phoenix were at 0.00, but up to 0.06 at the start of the second half. Danny Stone's group has just not been much of a threat to this point. That will have to change in the second half with Phoenix in control, but Monterey Bay, for now, in control of the game and leading by a 1-0. Can Monterey Bay build off of what was a very positive first half? They look to do just that, and it's a good layoff as well, and Rios Novo makes the save off the first-time effort by Moby Fair. Didn't take long for Monterey Bay to create another big chance.
Yeah, picking right back up where they left off. Their ability to just spread the field and be composed in the right moments. This is just wonderful stuff to be able to create this opportunity. Rios Novo, though, anticipating it, already sort of leaning to his right to be able to go and make the save.
Rito gives chase. Albert Martinez stands in his way and wins a throw-in for Monterey Bay. Archimed battling with Wyke. It's going to go to Phoenix here via a throw. You can count maybe on two hands the amount of big chances Monterey Bay had in the first half. Was that handled by Marboy? It was.
They're asking for a yellow card, and I do think in this moment that does stop a promising attack with the handball. So that's a heavy touch from Marboy, and he stops the attack with a handball. He's gotten away with one, in my opinion.
Frank Gallup, you could hear him from the touchline say it was on a counterattack. Agreeing with, I think, what you just said, Jamie, that it was an opportunity to really move in transition, and we do tend to see those lead to bookings, not on this occasion. Guzman. Martinez. Actually scored the first ever Cardinale Stadium goal for Monterey Bay a few years back. Rebelar, poor touch, and a missed opportunity. Got the assist on Baca's goal that time. The chance goes begging. Wyke. Heavy touch. Rebelar tries to punish him for it. And Wyke just about fends him off, so Rios Novo can alleviate some of this pressure. Armanakis, lovely ball over the top for Cabral, who lets it right off of his shoulder. But Kai Green sweeps it away. And the offside flag is up against Rebelar. Varela, lovely ball into him. Cabral. Good hold-up play. Rito. Armanakis. Scooping one into the penalty area to nobody in particular in the end, but he was looking for Varela.
For the first time in as long as I can remember, Varela has finally gotten into a dangerous position there, just behind the midfield for Monterey Bay, and the entry pass split some lines. And Varela, if he can take that on the half turn, he's now left the entire midfield and the front pairing for Monterey Bay behind him, but instead he turns sort of back into pressure and is allowing to play in front of the Monterey Bay defenders. That's a good indication, though, from Varela, what he can do, and maybe a little bit of a adjustment to keep an eye on that Phoenix Rising and Danny Stone made at halftime. There's another line-splitting pass.
Armanakis has options here, including Rito. This is better from Phoenix Rising. Zambrano. Hernandez. White, lovely ball out to the far side.
Inch perfect.
Varela finds Cabral. That looked more like a shot. Hernandez. Torres. Can Phoenix create something here? Varela is going to try and shoot. Oh, and Siaha had a little bit of trouble with that, but not enough to really make it more of an issue.
Encouraging from Phoenix Rising. Finally, a little bit of aptitude in the final third and some decision making. Still need a little bit more movement, but having said that, Varela is finally giving us a little bit of something to be positive about and to acknowledge. Finally getting in some dangerous pockets of space, and he's being rewarded with some good entry passes.
Now Phoenix's turn to put the pressure on. That's a giveaway. Siaha and company not quite able to play out.
But I don't love that pass from White, because as they win it higher up the field, White takes the safe option 30 yards back, and now it's a long ball, and now it's another header. And now, from winning the ball in an advantageous position, White, because he doesn't want to try to take a risk or feel confident in playing a pass, now everybody collectively is 40, 50 yards back.
Not to sound too harsh, but it's almost un-Phoenix-like. That's not the way they tend to play. They go for the jugular in those kinds of moments, not on that occasion.
And however you want to look at it, glass half full, glass half empty, that's probably a half empty approach, because you could say, yeah, well, they kept possession and they're able to rebuild methodically, but it was on. You then had to have a long ball go your way and win it back and get everybody back to go forward when you were already in the position you wanted to be, or you're trying to get into now.
Dixon played an early ball in behind. And Rocco Rios Novo outlets.
That's a great pass.
Varela tried to find Cabral.
Armanakis just in front of you, just did a little circle motion. He's pointing out, look at this circle of space that we've got to operate in right now.
Is it starting to turn a bit for Phoenix here in the early parts of the second half? Monterey Bay had a good opening salvo to the second half, but since then have been trying to fend off Phoenix attacks. And ooh, Rios Novo, late to release it. It goes out of play. And then Martinez down the line. It will trickle out for a goal kick. USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network right here or on ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Martinez sees it go out of play. Armanakis for Phoenix. Rafael Baca's goal has Monterey Bay out in front. Phoenix are looking to respond here. Cabral cut out by the goal scorer. Rebelar, lovely move up ahead. Maybe a chance for Enriquez. And he plays it behind Alex Dixon. And Frank Yallop is left scratching his head on the near side.
Happy 8th birthday, Liam. Happy birthday, Andrea Ward.
Hernandez a bit lucky there. Pinballs right back to him after a poor pass. Reverse ball for Gabby Torres, who turns on the Jets, but is fended off nicely by Maury Donor on the cover.
Good pressure from Phoenix Rising to force that turnover. Really, really good adjustment now being made. You see it in the first 10 minutes, just more numbers around the ball, pressing collectively as a unit, and therefore winning it back higher up the field.
Torres. Armanakis. Shot does come in, and Siaha, who was late to react, parries it away. Well, Varela involved again, and it's much, much, much better from the champions. Might be the best chance they've created so far tonight.
Armanakis just drawing some attention, some numbers over, and then Varela. This is a good look. It's the deflection that sends it the other way, and it's really good balance from Siaha to not be overcommitted, leaning to the right. That's really, really smart defending, or smart goalkeeping in the end, to be able to get back over and push that wide.
Phoenix is getting a change ready. Juan Azakar is getting warmed up. We've been told, we'll of course await confirmation on this, that Gabby Torres will make way. Rios Novo with a good outlet. It was the right idea, but Edgardo Rito was in an offside position. And that leads us to the change. It is indeed Gabby Torres who will exit. And in comes Juan Azakar. We hope Gabby Torres, and this is just from a neutral's perspective here, has a good season this year. And the reason I bring that up is because he's had so many injury problems over the last couple of seasons, including last year, where it took him a while to get back into the fold. You could see maybe Danny Stone thinking we could manage his minutes a little bit more there. And he's such a good player, and by all accounts, a great person as well. So hopefully it's a thing where he can have a full season this time around. He hasn't had many of them in recent campaigns. Monterey Bay on the other end. Here's Dixon, his former Hartford teammate. Moby Fair. Walmer Martinez stinging one into the penalty area, headed out. Baca on a recycle. Enriquez on an overlap. Rebelar was in the middle as Donor gave chase. And Phoenix get it out of trouble at the concession of a throw.
Good first involvement. Azakar tracking back, doing the defensive due diligence and having that involvement to make the intervention at the right moment.
Baca sprayed back for Guzman. Martinez skipped past one challenge, but Hernandez dispossesses him. Cabral actually does well there, wins the header, but nobody around him to get on the end of it. Here's Donor. Fair. Alex Dixon runs out of space. Hernandez wins the header for Zambrano to recycle the play. Baca, closed down by Armanakis. Siaha will get it back as we approach the hour mark. Always sprayed towards Dixon. White beats him to the spot. Zambrano. Azakar. Varela. Rito, what can Phoenix build from this? Armanakis. Varela lays it off. It's deflected again and saved again by Siaha as Azakar took aim.
And that could have gone anywhere. Varela lays this off expertly right into the path. And Donor just throws himself at it, hits the underside of his leg and skips up. If Siaha would have just blindly thrown himself low in that moment, that could have gone up and over.
Leos Novo had to be a bit careful there. Gets it out of harm's way. And the offside flag is up. The captain, Kai Green. Donor stays down, it looks like, for now, after that late challenge came in.
You see Baca's experience and his understanding of when there's pressure, having the outlet with Siaha, keeps possession, and he's done that a few times now. It's just so smart. It's so experienced in the middle of the park, the goal scorer, but also the player pulling the strings in the middle of the park for Monterey Bay.
Enriquez. Stays with the Union here on the far side. How can Monterey Bay add onto the lead? It's still a very slim margin, and the champions will still feel that there is something to get back at here and hold on to in their own right. There's more defending to do. It's another Monterey Bay free kick upcoming. Martinez on free kick duties here. He spears one towards the penalty area, and then Kai Green tried to leap and get it. He forces it to be headed out for a corner as Rito was on the cover.
Bagel corner kick.
Alex Dixon going to help increase Monterey Bay's lead. Arshamed tried to head it down into the path of Kai Green. The corner will switch to the other side.
Right decision from Arshamed. Alert defending from Wyke to quickly switch the thought process and put himself in between the option of Green, and that's really, really well done from Lawrence White.
The ball girl on the far side helps out Walmer Martinez to set up another set piece. Martinez with a high arcer. Green got his head to it, but went over the top of White and is penalized. Might have been something that happened away from the play as well, because Guzman is still down. He's saying he was impeded. At the end of the day, it's going to be a free kick for Phoenix.
Armanakis needs to be able to hear the shouts and take a better touch, be able to turn with that acres of space behind him.
Zambrano. Phoenix in search of an equalizer. Only 44 minutes of action since Monterey Bay took their lead. Looks like both teams are getting some alterations ready here. Double change for Phoenix. Derek Formella, Emil Cuejo, two of their playoff heroes from a year ago, are coming on. Freddie Varela and Remy Cabral coming off, and for Monterey Bay, Alex Dixon exits. Ryan Dieter comes on to take his place. And I take that back. There's going to be a second Monterey Bay change as well. Tristan Traeger, who equalized for Monterey Bay in El Paso in the 87th minute last time out. He will come on. And I think that that will be that for Luther Archimed. So both teams make a double switch in a game that does feel like it needs to be revved back up a notch or two in these final segments of it. Fresh legs can certainly provide that. Armanakis trying to find Formella. Comes out for Hernandez. Cuejo goes down maybe a bit too easily there. No free kick. Monterey Bay look to break the other direction here. Donor has two in the middle. Fair in support. It's going to be a chance for Baca. Thought about shooting. Plays in Dieter instead. Who curls it in, and it's headed wide of the post in the end. It was a lovely weighted ball in, and Tristan Traeger misses the target.
Must have been some introduction to your professional debut. For Ryan Dieter, confidently goes 1v1, creates some space, and Traeger came in off the bench midweek against El Paso Locomotive to bag an equalizer. Almost went 2 for 2. Both substitutions quickly having an impact off the bench.
Clever from Armanakis down the line to Rito, who plays Armanakis back in. It's Panos Armanakis, who drags his shot wide, although Siaha was interested. Phoenix were outnumbered there, but they played their way through.
Nothing wrong with that effort. Armanakis has been really good with his positional awareness, tactically put himself in good spots all throughout the course of the second half. And what that'll do is hopefully invite some pressure now, knowing that he is not afraid to have an effort from distance. Does that create a little bit of space in behind now? That threat from distance will pique the interest of Monterey Bay defenders to come and close out and close down, so maybe there's a little bit of something to be slipped in behind on the next effort.
Baca. When Monterey Bay had a lot of numbers there, the pass was too close to Pape Marboy, who bails out Phoenix. Now then, Dieter has time and space. Couple of step-overs here. Dieter goes on, crossing it into the middle, and Rios Novo collects. Well, the substitutes are adding a little bit more energy as they were asked to do so. Is that a push in the back? No, but it's certainly a shirt tug from Hernandez, and he will be yellow carded for it, holding back Tristan Traeger.
Hernandez just getting caught on the ball.
A yellow card has been issued to Phoenix
Making
Rising
the tactical
number 8,
foul.
Jose Hernandez.
Understands that Traeger is the wrong side of him, looking to spring a counterattack while defense a bit unbalanced, and Hernandez makes the right decision to pull back Traeger, and he goes in the book for his efforts.
20 minutes to go of normal time. Moby Fair will line this one up for Monterey Bay. Lofts it into the penalty area, and in the end, it is too far out in front for the captain, Kai Green. These were moments last season, especially during that playoff run, where Phoenix found a way constantly to change the script. They have 20 minutes to do so. They couldn't quite get it done against Birmingham last time out. Monterey Bay have had chances to put this to bed. They have not taken them. They've left the door ajar for the champions. Rito and White win it off of Traeger. The ball is going to bounce, but Baca gets there before Armanakis. Headed down, offside flag is raised. Hernandez. Wyke. Clipping one for Rito. And Rito is offside. He tried to find Azekar, maybe even late arriving Derek Formella.
It's good from Rito being in that advanced position. Haven't seen that enough. Just towing the line, and as you get inside the final 18 minutes or so plus stoppage time, now's the time when you can start to take those risks. You can start to push on. Stone will be providing plenty of encouragement from his side, knowing that they're just one turnover, one mistake, one moment of brilliance away from being able to snatch a point on a night when they haven't played their best. Certainly improved their performance in the second half, but as long as Monterey Bay doesn't go and get the game's second goal, Phoenix are always one broken play, one quick passage of play from leveling the match, and no one asks about performances. They just ask about results when it's all said and done. So it's all there for Phoenix in the final 17 minutes.
Formella, who tried to lay it off for Azekar. Quajo was in the middle as well. Traeger's making the run. Monterey Bay think better of it. They recycle the play. Oh, it's a giveaway, and it's Armanakis! And it curls over the top. Ziaha not quite able to get a hand onto it, and Dieter caught in possession for Monterey Bay.
This is a moment of indecision from Dieter, and on his debut, he's done ever so well in the first couple of minutes at the opposite end. This is how quickly things can change. Get caught on possession, and Armanakis not far away, just picking out that corner. Credit to our cameraman down there who held on strong through that challenge. Held on to the goods, and Craig has done really, really well there to stay on his feet and
he can take a hit, Craig, eh?
Protect the goods.
That ball is curled in behind. Rebelar, offside flag is up. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
As we embark on this journey with Golasso and having these games aired to the ever-growing viewership numbers here, I encourage you, if you like what you see here, check out the USL All Access. It's a wonderful,
no doubt,
wonderful bit of listening on Sirius XM with Devin Kerr and Mike Watts.
Monterey Bay looking to pursue a second goal. 15 minutes of the 90 left. It's out for a corner to the hosts. I can give you a secondary on that. Mike Watts, Devin Kerr, tremendous every week doing the podcast. But Monterey Bay are in pursuit of 3 points here. Corner kick opportunity. They've had chances, not been able to take them and really seal the deal against the champions. I think Monterey Bay in a similar position to what we saw from Orange County earlier. 2 tough games to start the season. Not many would have seen them taking 4 out of 6. That's what stands in front of Frank Yallop's group here. An opportunity to double their advantage. Martinez's corner. Green was in the area. It's headed high into the air. And Phoenix come out with possession. Rito looks to lead the break for Rising. Armanakis testing Rito's pace a bit, but Rito is beaten to it by Revelar and then retaliates. And in the process, Rito is booked.
Just tremendous work from Revelar in that moment to get back and understand the significance of the moment. Time the challenge where he doesn't just challenge us and kick it out. He's actually trying to dive beyond it to then keep possession. Tackles with the back of his heel. He wins it. And then Rito, not too pleased with having lost the foot race. Gives a little something extra, and rightfully so, picks up a yellow card for it.
Phoenix makes a couple of changes. Gallardo in for Hernandez. And Ryan Flood is going to come on as well. Looks like Mo Traore is going to make way. Danny Stone uses a few more of his chess pieces. As Phoenix trying to pull a bit of a reversal here. Come from behind. Erickson Gallardo, another key cog to Phoenix's run to the title last season.
Number 5, Mohamed Traore.
I thought it was a good performance from Traore, but him coming off now makes me wonder, does this switch to 4 in the back? You start to get maybe some more numbers forward as well. You say 4 in the back at this point in time, this score line really becomes the 2 center backs holding it down, maybe some help from a defensive midfielder, and you get your outside backs as high as you possibly can. It'll be something to look for here.
Armanakis. Quajo. Flood. Sending one into the penalty area. Siaha claims it. Now, if Phoenix are going to pull off a late show, they've got the right players on the pitch. Derek Formella, Emil Quajo in particular, were 2 of the main goal scorers in those playoff wins down the stretch. Formella, extra time winner at San Diego. Quajo's extra time winner against Orange County, and then the win at the death against Sac Republic. Both of those were his goals. Phoenix have more defending to do. Flood is there. Quajo picks it up. Flood again. Formella Guejo slipped before the ball got to him.
He was in the right space as well, too. He had run forward and then just stopped, got in the pocket of space, and right before the injury pass, he slips and falls.
Fair leads the attack for Monterey Bay. Enriquez lays it off. And it's a miscued strike by Dieter. What a debut moment that could have been. Just gets it wrong on the edge of the penalty area. It lined up so nicely for him. Final 10 minutes plus stoppage time. It's still on a knife edge here in Seaside. It still feels like there could be a couple more twists to the tail. Zambrano. Wyke has time and space here. Gallardo bends in a beauty, but it was a little too short on the level of the cross. Couldn't quite get it to Formella.
Good overlapping run from Rito to create that space for Gallardo.
Another ball comes in. This time it's a chance for Formella. A real chance. And he spurns a great ball by Gallardo. Again, they can't quite link up.
My goodness, that was some ball in from Erickson Gallardo. There were two players that were on the doorstep, and it just evaded both of them.
eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team. Play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Player down for Monterey Bay is Jesus Enriquez. Watch on the Monterey Bay side of things. Just to double check how much more time they have to see this out. It's about 8 minutes plus stoppage time. Gallardo. It's a hopeful ball into the penalty area. And Siaha will reset for the Union. Baca. Monterey Bay had a little bit of trouble with that, but the referee awards them a free kick. Monterey Bay is getting a substitution ready. Pierce Galloway is getting set to come on. There he is. He's going to come on for Jesus Enriquez. End of the night here for Chewy. And he's yellow carded for taking a bit too much time to come off the pitch.
Entering the match and making his professional debut.
His message to Galloway as he leaves is lock it up. Monterey Bay are looking to finish the job here tonight to get their first win of the season at the champion's expense. At the moment, Phoenix are staring 2 losses out of 2 in the face and no goals in 2 in the face as well. There's still time to change that.
Maybe the most worrisome part is they currently sit on 0.21 expected goals. Just a lack of creativity in the final third so far, but if they're going to get something late, it can still be worth a point at this moment in time.
They've been the kings of the late comeback recently in the USL Championship. Do they have another one up their sleeves at the start of 2024? Monterey Bay come out with it. Traeger thought he might have been fouled initially there. It goes back to Rocco Rios Novo for a recycle. Zambrano, another ambitious ball. Siaha has time to settle things for Monterey Bay. A new era of USL kicks off in April. Join us Saturday, April 6th on CBS as Louisville City takes on Indy 11, 4 p.m. Eastern at Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, kicking off the first ever national broadcast of the USL on CBS networks. It's going to be a gigantic day, a huge milestone for the USL Championship when April 6th comes around. That is a yellow card in the meantime for Moby Fair. Final 5 minutes in Seaside as tempers are fraying a bit between the two sets of players. Zambrano and Fair clashing.
The chirping's going on with Lawrence Wyke in the back, who had been talking a moment ago after that challenge. He turned around and said something to the bench.
It's still going on.
I think Zambrano was trying to get that cleaned up and get him to go on and play.
Little stare down between Fair and Wyke as it went out of play. Fans just picked up on it as well. It's going to be battles like this throughout the Western Conference season that will determine how things shape up when we get to October. It's also games like this that Monterey Bay didn't quite get enough of last season. The 1-0s, the grind them out kind of results. There were so many high-scoring games, and Frank Yallop talked to us about this ad nauseum last season, how defensively they didn't keep enough clean sheets, and that was part of the reason why they were 5 points from the playoffs at the end of the season. A result like this, if they could see it out, could be a huge foundation for the Monterey Bay campaign.
Well, these are the early chapters in the book that is the 2024 season for both teams, right? And it's easy to say at the end of the season, yeah, they won X number of games that were 1-goal games, but these ones in the early stages count towards that.
Gallardo into the middle. It's a skewed clearance by Green. It's a Phoenix corner.
It's very early days, but you've got to be able to see this through if you're Monterey Bay. And for Phoenix, again, at the end of the season, nobody asked if you were great on Monterey Bay and if you had .21 XG or not. You've got to be able to try to get something from this match, and it'll alleviate the poor performance without a doubt if they can grab a goal late on through the set piece.
From Quajo. Gallardo sends it back in. Green's header. Goalkeeper's going to commit. Moby Fair helps out with Wyke chasing it down. It's a Monterey Bay throw. Another good defensive stand by the Union on this occasion. Wyke. Gallardo. Still time for Phoenix to settle something, get something from the game. But Monterey Bay have other ideas. Tristan Traeger leads the break. It's a one-man break. He does a pretty good job in the end. Hope Marboy can't keep the possession. Now he has some help. Dieter back to Traeger. Martinez. Some help from Galloway. That's going to help Monterey Bay get it over the line. Moments like that. Siaha. Flood. Harried by Rebelar. Dispossessed by Baca. Fair. Rebelar. Traeger. Fair looks to get on the end of it. They collide again, those two. Fair and Wyke. It's a corner for Monterey Bay. And it continues to boil over between them. They are really going after each other.
A lot of talking going on between Wyke and Fair. This is clever. What? Fair's acting like the ball hasn't been put into play, but it has.
Formella blocks, Flood clears.
Got the ball passed to him, just trying to be cheeky and slowly act like he was trying to carry it back over to the corner kick to take it, but knowing full well it was in play.
Rebelar into the middle. Wyke is there. Now can Phoenix break the other way? Armanakis looking for Gallardo, didn't quite get to him. Out of play, Phoenix throw as we approach injury time. It still feels like there could be one more twist, one more chance. Game is not done yet. Goes out of play, throw in Phoenix. As we jump into 4 added minutes, still time for more drama. Rito, hopeful ball. Azakar, it does take a touch off of Fair. Throw in Phoenix. Quajo. Benton looking for Formella. They're trying to buy a penalty off the referee there. Goes out of play. Formella's holding his ankle. Danny Stone also asking the question of the 4th official. Maybe we needed another look at that. It didn't look like there was much in that. Formella obviously disagrees. Can Phoenix get the ball back? They give up a free kick here. That's just going to help the Monterey Bay cause after the work from Traeger.
These are the moments, a little bit of gamesmanship, understanding every one of these stoppages is beneficial for Monterey Bay to try to just see this through. And that man, Frank Yallop, oh, he's penny for his thoughts right now. He's been in about every situation you could possibly imagine, but even these moments still make your heart skip a beat every now and then.
I was gonna say, if he gets nervous in these moments, who doesn't? Still defending for Monterey Bay to do here. Zambrano, just over 2 minutes minimum left. Rito, cutting in field.
Just not enough numbers for Phoenix right now. For a team that's down, I'm only seeing Monterey Bay jerseys. No sense in having 5-6 players back for Phoenix at this moment.
Pape Marboy unleashes a very, very wasteful shot.
That fan, when they bought a ticket in row Y, didn't think they were going to end up catching any efforts towards goal, but here we are.
Unlike baseball, however, you can't keep the ball, unfortunately.
Siaha's going to pick up a yellow card.
Time wasting. And the same crowd that got the ball are not happy that their goalkeeper has been booked here. Minute and a half left. Minute and a half of a marquee Monterey Bay win at the early part of the season. And Dieter was trying to slip in behind Traeger's ball, just nudged away. Rito does well on the cover. Armanakis has time and space for Phoenix. Quajo's begging for the ball in the middle. He gets it, but it's a poor touch. It falls back into the path of Armanakis. Final minute. Gallardo's ball in, dealt with by Guzman. Formella's pressure is going to lead to a goal kick. And Monterey Bay are nearly over the line.
Guzman got himself out of trouble. He dribbled himself into pressure. Very fortunate to be able to avoid it in the end and win a goal kick. Now, if you're Siaha, you're trying to send this as far forward as you can. Anywhere will do, preferably to the corners.
Oh, Emil Quajo booked for something that happened away from the ball. Ball is back in play, and it's sent into the corner by Galloway. 4 minutes are up. Referee just checked the watch. Monterey Bay want the final whistle. I think I might have just seen 2 fingers go up there from Kalen Radisaw. We might have a little bit more time left. Phoenix have time to maybe save themselves a point. Quajo. And then a chance for Azakar. He's beaten to it by Revelar. And that's it. Full time in Seaside. A marquee win for Monterey Bay. They take down the champions. Frank Yallop's boys, through a goal from Rafael Baca, beat Phoenix Rising by 1-0. And after two very tough games at the start of their season, Monterey Bay sitting pretty right now on 4 points. Baca, the difference maker. It's a massive 3 points for Monterey Bay. And the champions Phoenix have 2 defeats out of 2 at the start of their championship defense.
Incredibly resilient today from the hosts. Monterey Bay got their goal, immense amount of pressure. They force a turnover. They make Phoenix Rising pay in a match that didn't have much between the two. Only .73 XG for Monterey Bay, .22 for Phoenix. Neither team expected to score a goal, yet that man right there, the man of the match today, Rafael Baca, delivers the goods when needed in the 22nd minute. And that's the difference between the two teams. One home goes home happy, the other, the champions, go home 0-2. Needed to recollect themselves and figure things out.
Man of the match presented by Golden Memorial. Baca making the most of a Phoenix mistake. That's how fine the margins really were in the match. Monterey Bay celebrate a marvelous win. They win by 1-0 over the champions. We'll step aside and we will wrap it all up next from Seaside.
At Taylor Farms, our goal is to create healthier lives by creating healthy, fresh foods. A stronger community is a win for everyone. That's why each time the Monterey Bay Football Club scores a goal, Taylor Farms will donate $500 to a local nonprofit. Healthy goals, healthy lives. A more perfect union. We are Union!
Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, our entire crew, happy to have you back here with us. We wrap things up from Seaside, California. Rafael Baca's goal is enough to take down the defending champions in Cali tonight as Monterey Bay beats Phoenix by 8-0. Full-time highlights from this one, and Jamie, we jump right back into the goal. Rafael Baca pouncing on a Phoenix mistake to give Monterey Bay the lead and the only goal of the night.
Yeah, it's a poor giveaway from Hernandez, and there wasn't much that separated these two teams. It's one mistake. Revelar picks his head up. Good touch inside the box with Baca, and he just drives through it. Nobody's able to get pressure because there's the expansive nature of the build-out from Phoenix. That one turnover undoes everything in the first half. And then from there, we find our way to halftime, 1-0 for the hosts. They just put in a performance to be really proud of defensively. It took until the 56th minute for Varela to finally make his introduction into the match. Offensively, this shot deflected, could have gone anywhere. Siaha gets his feet right, pushes it wide, and from there, no other real clear-cut chances for Phoenix. And Monterey Bay deserved winners tonight.
Full-time match stats, and the stats will show you that possession-wise, slightly in Monterey Bay's favor, but really quality chances were the big separator, and Monterey Bay had more of those than Phoenix, and they took the biggest moment of the night and took full advantage of it.
Yeah, the numbers are close, but from the eye test, Monterey Bay were the team that were better of the two on the night. They were fully deserved of their 3 points. These will tell you part of the story. The other part will tell you one mistake can undo everything for a team, and that's exactly what happened for Phoenix Rising tonight.
2 losses in their first 2 games for Phoenix as the defending champions in the USL Championship. Monterey Bay, though, have a heck of a foundation to build on going into their 2024 campaign. Rafael Baca's goal is enough for the 3 points and an early marquee win for Frank Yallop's boys here at home. For Jamie Watson and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Seaside. Another thriller in the West sees Monterey Bay win it by a 0-0 and claim all 3 points off the defending champions.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.